Hi guys, today I want to talk to you about how my series about George Hernandez, how it really tends to start to normalize violence. Now I'm not saying that's right, and I know people will be critical of that, but that is just the kind of series it is. And it didn't start out that way. I didn't think, oh, I'm going to have this series and that's going to be so violent and then people are going to be murdered left and right and it's going to be very... I did not for a second think that. And as I've said before, Where All Animals was the first book in the series. I didn't even know it was going to be a series. Surprise! And in that book, if you know Chase Jacobs from any of my books, he's usually pretty mild-mannered. He doesn't tend to be a violent person. However, what happens in that first book is there's a lot of anger in him because of the situations in his life. I won't go into all that. You can check out other videos to learn about that. And then it just sort of starts to come out. He gets in a fight, then he gets in another fight, and then sort of that aggression comes out, and then later on he meets up with Jolene, and he meets up also with Diego. And then, there's a situation somewhere where someone pulls out a gun, and then it just sort of escalates from there, slowly builds to, as some people have said, there's a bit of a body count in my books. Just saying. Anyway, but yeah, it slowly built up over time. So it became almost normalized. Like it's almost, like if I wrote a book now about the same group of characters and there was no violence, I don't know, it would just be weird because it's become so normal with these characters. Now, I'm not saying that that's right, so I'm not saying, oh, I'm all pro-violence. I'm not saying that either. It's just that's a part of the series. That's part of the series. And, I think the way they talk about violence in these books and the way they just kind of go commit a violent act and move on like it's a normal day, that's one of the things I want people to notice. I want people to kind of notice and sit back and, for the general meaning of it. So, yes, in this book, I normalize violence, but in life, how many things are normalized that shouldn't be? And I won't get into all that. That depends on who you are and what's going on in the world around you and what you see. But there's things in life that sometimes are normalized and we don't really think about it because it slowly, insidiously moves in until one day it's a normal everyday thing. It's like, for lack of a better example, you start smoking. You have a cigarette now and then it becomes a little more common, then you have one every day, and then you have several a day, and then you have like a pack a day, and so on. And after a while, it's like, that's just a normal part of your life. I mean, they talk about how you form a habit. I know it's not the same with violence, but how you form a habit, and I guess it can be the same with violence. You form a habit, you form what's normal to you. Normal. What's normal to you, what's a normal part of your life. And with these characters, that's what it is. It becomes normalized. Violence is very normalized. Again, not saying that's right or wrong or anything. That's up for you to decide. Not going to get into that discussion, but how often does that happen with other things? That's kind of one of the main points of the whole series. You have to be vigilant about what's going on around you in the world and in your own life, because a lot of people are sleepwalking. A lot of people are, as Diego would say in the books, they're sheep, not wolves. And some people argue being a wolf probably isn't any better, but the point is that you should question things. You should wonder about things. You should pay attention. Or what at one time may not have been normal in your life becomes normal in your life, right? And this is kind of a not pleasant example, but abuse. You hear about women that are abused. It starts off slow and then it just becomes normal to them. Well, it's not normal. The most people would look and say that's not normal, but it's normal to them because that's what they're experiencing every day, to the point that it feels like just a normal occurrence. Again, not a terrific example in the sense that it's a pleasant thing to talk about, but it happens. And the same with violence. It also becomes very normalized. And I'm not saying that against my characters. I'm not saying that to put down my characters. I'm just simply stating that anything can be normalized. Now I'm kind of rambling. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think that that happens? Have you ever seen that happen with anything in the world? Maybe turn on the news once in a while, see some stuff. If you could, it would be awesome if you could like this video, share it, subscribe, hit the little bell, ding, hit the little bell, and you will get emails every time I have a new video. And don't worry, I'm not doing a video every day. I don't have time, but I do them as often as I can when I have ideas. I put them out there when I have time. I sometimes record them long before I actually get them posted. So yeah, do that, or sign up for my newsletter. Anyways, guys, thank you. Have a great day.